Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, June 27th. Welcome to the Victoria Real Estate Show. I'm Jane Johnston with the Bar Hill Group with Remax Camosin, and I'm here with...
Hey everybody, Andrew Plank here with the Vibe Real Estate Group and LePage.
And Jen Lowe, mortgage broker at DLC Modern Mortgage Group.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
Good. Yeah, pretty good. Had a whirlwind visit from family for the last couple of days. They left this morning, so this is a timely topic because we were out and about showing them the town.
Out and about.
Out and about.
Out and about. I just had some friends come in. So, you know, the value of networking. So this is a realtor from Virginia and her family are coming in by the ferry. And so I was showing them how to see Victoria in 4 hours. And it was fun. Yeah, we had a good time. I took them to Chocolat Favori, and they're like, "Oh my God, this is the most amazing ice cream ever."
Now, did they come over BC ferries or Coho?
No, they were on a ship. So they were like, it was literally a cruise ship. So they landed. I met them. Took them up to Mount Doug. Like I took them along the ocean, went up to Mount Doug. They saw the layout of the city, where their ship was in the distance, which was really nice. Sort of gave them perspective. And then we went to downtown Victoria and walked around.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's why I was thinking top things to see and do. But let's talk about real estate, shall we?
Why not?
Okay, I did something different today. First of all, if you do like the show, please like us on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you see us, YouTube, Andrew's page, my page, Jen's page, you know, just like us. Subscribe so you can follow us, and please comment. We love to hear what you have to say, if it's constructive, of course. And then share it to friends who may be going through issues in real estate that they need to hear this. Okay, so this is what I did different. I looked at the last 7 days, but I actually kept the week before, and it's just interesting to see the ebb and flow of real estate over the month. So do you want to take it away, Andrew?
Okay, sure. So the far right-hand side, we've got the most recent stats for the week of June 27th and beforehand. So it looks like 328 properties went live on MLS, 143 properties went pending, 163 property price decreases, so more than the pendings. One increase, 4 back on markets, 304 sold, 42 expired. Those expireds, when you look past, they look pretty consistent, and 4 withdrawn. So yeah, looking at the past weeks, and Jane, do you want to comment on this, what you're seeing?
Well, just that we kind of peaked mid-month with our new listings there at 400, and then we've slowed down as we're getting close to the long weekend. So it just feels to me like people don't want to put their house on the market just before the long weekend, and I think we'll see an influx after. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. You tend to find that people are going to either try to get it in sooner, like the week before, or the week after. They don't necessarily want to be on market for the long weekend. They've got other plans. They don't want to be cleaning their house and having to deal with coming and going. And we realtors know that people are distracted during that time and not necessarily coming through the home.
And that being said, it's a good time if you're looking. You won't have a lot of competition because other people will not be looking this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, month to date. So we were at 705 for June of 2023. So far in June 2024, we're at 506, and that's up from last week at 340. So consistently moving up, but I don't think we're going to reach our 705 listings. And new listings overall for the month of June 2024 was 1,211, and this is just down. We'll probably catch up to 1,297 for June of 2023. And overall listings were up year over year at 3,472, and that's been going consistently up over the month. So interesting to me. We're definitely up over last year by about 30%. So,
In terms
okay.
of things, yeah.
Yeah. So Jen, how's it going?
Well, what's changed in our mortgage world this week? I mean, unfortunately, inflation went up from 2.7 to 2.9. It's still under that 3% threshold that the Bank of Canada wants, but I don't understand why it went up. Well, I do and I don't. I mean, I don't know the total parameters, but everyone's, they've been saying last couple of years, mortgages, so many people's mortgages are coming up for renewal 2024, 2025, and here they are. So it only makes sense that inflation goes up a little bit because their interest rates are still high and housing costs have gone up.
Right.
Yeah, I
Again,
find
it's
it.
that it's self-fulfilling, right?
Like, I don't understand. So now if they're saying they're going to potentially not decrease the overnight lending rate in July because of this, I just want to how do we fix this? I don't.
Right.
So it's driving me bonkers. But
The other thing I've been thinking about is this advent of tipping. So I go to the liquor store just once in a while, and I pick up the bottle of wine and I take it over to the cashier, and they ask me if I'm going to tip the person, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what did you do differently?
There's a great skit I saw on YouTube where the guy goes to buy a $10 item at a hardware store, and then he gets handed the thing, and the guy behind the counter is like, "I hope you were satisfied with the service today," And then he's looking at the thing, and then there's an option to tip, yes or no, and he starts to put no. He's like, "What?" And then the guy's like, he's like, "No." He's gonna start to press no. Finally, he hits yes, and then he's only got an option of a $50 or $100 tip.
Oh.
And it goes through this whole routine, and then well, if you don't tip anything, it's going to be the $100. It automatically defaults to that, and there's this timer counting down, and oh man, yep.
It is interesting, because the quite often the minimum amount is 18%, and so the process to not press 18% is you have to press the button to change to a different amount, and then it's like they know that I'm not doing the minimum 18%. So.
They're watching you to see how many buttons you press. There's a whole
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, so back when I was in the tourism industry and service industry, we expected maybe 10-15% was a great tip.
Yes.
And 20% was and now you see 25% as an option quite often.
I do see, I find it interesting because it's, I think, a reflection of mindset. So some of them are 5 and 10% and 15%. Some are 10 and 18 and 25%. It really is dependent on the establishment. They've done it at the Royal Bay Bakery too. And
I like to tip well, and I don't mind tipping, but I also, it is funny, where you see these things where it's like, well, you really haven't done anything, and then you start to wonder, well, what are they getting paid, and should I be tipping them just because this is not enough for them? But then, yeah, it's a funny, where's this gone in terms of how people are compensated, and how well are they getting tipped? Because when I buy something and then it's like, it's a $10 tip because I just did a transaction, they just handed me something. I'm like, wait a sec. How much money are they walking home with at the end of the day? And that's great. I mean, again, I'm just kind of curious,
yeah,
are tipping or not tipping.
So I'm just wondering if that affects, though, when people are looking at inflation, because if you think about it, if you're going to tip 20% on everything, if you're going out to, are we going to tip while we're going through the drive-through now? you tip on everything. That the whole cost of living is 20% more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just thinking about it. Anyway, just a thought. That's my negative Nelly going on. Speaking of paying bills, it is tax time. So this is actually, I get a lot of questions about this. People are like, who's going to pay the taxes? So if your property completed before Friday, that's tomorrow, then the seller is responsible for, sorry, if your property is completing up until tomorrow, then the seller is responsible for the taxes. And as of Tuesday on, after the long weekend, you're responsible for the taxes. And this will be adjusted in your statement of adjustments. So you pay for the whole year, January to December. And whoever pays it, the person who's taking over pays the remainder of the year.
Gets compensated for the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how you explained that because it's quite a complex explanation for whether they have to come up with some additional money or they're receiving money from the sellers.
Yeah. So up until tomorrow, they're receiving money from the sellers to pay for the full year of taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so how can people, Jen and I were talking just before, so this is a property tax notice. And of course I did block it out and now I see
it's not
blacked out. But what I want to show you is up here is at the top where it says mortgage codes. That tells you if your mortgage lender is going to be paying your taxes for you. If there's no mortgage number there, then you have to go and physically pay the tax somehow. Does everyone understand that?
And it's
Good
always
to know.
important.
I just know that they pay.
Yeah, especially in the first year that you, like your lender might be paying your taxes with you or with your payment, but it's important, and I always recommend to just babysit it the first year to make sure that the taxes are actually paid directly to the municipality.
Okay, so
Yes.
let's just go over what. So when we look at market value, and then we look at what your tax assessment is, they're different. So the government is determining what your tax assessment is because they apply these little mill rates, that's what they're called. So here's your assessment, and here's the rate, and then here are the current taxes and how it's split. And then here's the taxes if you're under the age of 65 and over the age of 65. So there are some reductions if you live in the property. And then you have your gross taxes, the two taxes under 65, over 65, and then the homeowner's grant, depending on what age you are and how much is payable. And so your for us, we've set it up. There's two ways to do prepayment. One is through your lender, and the other is through you can do prepayments to your municipality actually in Metchosin. So, but you were talking about
yeah, you can set it up as a bill payment through your online banking, reoccurring directly to the municipality. And again, I recommend that option as opposed to involving your lender, third party. Things can go wrong. So you can do that.
Chunk at the end of the day, if you're not paying.
Yeah, you can pay with your credit card and get points.
Right.
Yeah, and the bigger your mortgage, the more points you get.
Yeah, yeah. Here's the bonus, right? Because actually, you can be strategic. Is by paying with your credit card. They do charge a fee, and it looks like it's a percentage of the amount that you owe on property taxes. But then, you don't necessarily have to pay interest on that for another 30 days.
Yeah, so it makes sense to me that why their municipalities charging a fee, because they're being charged probably 3% or something for you using a credit card. Is that Langford?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Metchosin has that option.
They didn't used to. Yeah, I just noticed it today when I was, last minute dealing with my property taxes, avoiding it, right? Because unfortunately, property taxes went up quite a bit this year.
And then
That's
Langford,
interesting.
they're supposed to go up again this coming year.
Everything's going to go up, and strata fees go up, and again, we're talking inflation, right? These inflation rates, that's the real effect of these inflation rates. Everything goes up. So
Okay, so one big difference though this year is you can apply for your homeowner grant online.
Yes. And that goes through the provincial government.
yes,
Yeah.
So it's a different, as opposed to applying for the homeowner's grant with your municipality, which is the way it used to be. Now the homeowner's grant is done through the provincial government.
Yeah.
because the BC assessment is a provincial, it's provincial authority. It's just that the municipalities have been administering it, I guess, or because of the involvement where the connection where they get through those mill rates, the assessment on the province level, impacts the municipal taxes. Folks, in your contracts of purchase and sale, you're going to see an adjustment date, and that's that date that we were referring to earlier as to when. So people often ask, like, oh, I know what a completion is. I know what possession is. That's when I get my keys. Completion is when the money changes hands, but there's this other date in here, and that's adjustments. And that's when those taxes are calculated if somebody's already paid them, and how do you calculate that out? And, same with strata fees and, hydro and so forth. But anyway, side note.
Yeah. So, any other comments on this rather dry topic?
I'd rather not.
Yes. Well, one more thing for me, because unfortunately I discovered, I bank with HSBC. That was taken over by RBC. My automatic bill payment did not transfer over, my reoccurring bill payment for my property taxes.
Oh, good catch.
So that sucked.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's why, because you're a mortgage broker, and you generally help people get connected up. And I've always been like, well, I'm happy to have the lender take some of the money from my property taxes just directly from my payments, and then they'll apply it. But yes, I think there was one year where there was a bit of a hitch, and there's some confusion on, are they paying or not? Maybe it was on the last mortgage I had it, and then I forgot to set it up for this one. And that's where you get that big hit. So you're saying best not to do it that way.
I prefer if you, paying it directly to the municipality, but then you're also something that does need to be monitored, and I should have double checked. Knowing that everything went actually incredibly smooth with the merger with HSBC to RBC. I did a merge. I used to work for TD Bank when TD merged with Canada Trust, and it was absolutely a nightmare. So it actually went quite smoothly, HSBC to RBC for banking standpoint, but reoccurring bills did not continue.
Who out? RBC bought HSBC. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get to the fun stuff. Top 10 things to do. Well, maybe not 10, but top things to do in Victoria.
Yeah.
So, does everyone know what the top left is?
Yeah, we just did all of that with family in town. They were here Monday through yesterday. And one of the first things we did was go to
Barb's Fish and Chips.
Barb's Fish and Chips.
Nice.
And also the little Mexican place, because Donna really loves, you can get this little, it's like a margarita without vodka, but it's like except it's full of shrimp. It's like a shrimp bowl, but anyway, she loves this thing, and it's great.
A shrimp margarita?
Yeah, except there's no vodka, but it's like a salt. It's just really good little, it's in a glass, but it's just full of shrimp and cocktail sauce and super good.
I think
we went down there.
Okay, so what's that area?
Sorry. I meant to say Caesar, because it's anyway, never mind.
Gotcha. I get it. So this is Fisherman's Wharf, and then the other one is Fantan Alley, which is in Chinatown, which is it's like 3 feet wide, and it's kind of cute. They lock it up at night. I tried to show my friends that, but some nice stores in there, and there's also the history of Chinatown in there. You can go and visit. Alrighty, number 3 and 4. Jen.
We've got the Parliament buildings, which is beautiful. And then which beach is that?
Well, it's any beach, but
Any beach.
yeah. So
That looks
funny
like the
story.
beach. That looks like the beach under the cliffs looking towards Clover Point.
It
You
is.
see all the folks. Yeah, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So there's public beaches all over Greater Victoria, and so funny thing. This happened when I moved here in 1999, and it happened when I was showing. They're like, did they place those logs there? No. So those are a side effect of the logging industry, right? So they have these log booms, and sometimes the logs get out and they end up on the side of the beach. And they're a great place actually to sit and enjoy.
Yeah. Not like it used to be though. There used to be a lot more big logs and
I love
there's
down
many
at
logs floating out
Esquimalt
in the
Lagoon, another great place now across from the Inner Harbor. So the Esquimalt Lagoon, all the neat little sculptures and stuff that have been made out of the driftwood. So neat.
Good point. Yeah. That's a beautiful place. I'd say Esquimalt Lagoon and Island View Beach, 2 of my favorite beaches around here.
And for me, it's Whitty's Beach
Of course.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, in the Esquimalt Lagoon, I think it's Thursdays and Fridays they have Eats and Beats or something like that, like where you can go down and there are food trucks and you can have dinner on the beach while you listen to music. It's really nice. I don't think it's called Eats and Beats anymore, but something like that. Okay, Sydney Island. Has anyone been there?
Oh yeah, many times. Yeah.
You can
It's great
take
if you
them.
have your own boat too.
Right. So this is a ferry you can take over and you can go to Sydney Spit and enjoy the afternoon on the beach. This was volunteered by Danielle as a place to go.
Oh yeah, great call, Danielle.
Okay. What's the top left one?
Craig Derrick
It's-
Castle.
Yeah.
Yep. So you can go, we have kind of our historic house, Craig Derrick Castle, and then there's also Government House, which is quite nearby. And you can go and have tea there. And then has
Is this
anyone
like
seen
the equivalent of the running of the bulls in Spain?
Yes, the running of the goats.
It's the neatest thing. It's so cute.
It is super cute. Just seeing the kids all playing with the goats standing on kids.
The kids standing on the kids.
Ah,
So where is that? The running of the goats.
that's the petting zoo in Beacon Hill.
Yeah. So it's at 10 a.m. I think in the morning. So you just, I think they do it twice a day. They call the goats out and they come out and everyone stands and they run past the people who are standing there.
Yeah, you've got also, if you like goats, out Jane's Way, there's the My Chosen Cafe, and behind there's a bit of a petting zoo kind of thing going on.
Okay. Famous pictures.
Butchart
Jen.
Gardens. Butchart Gardens.
Gardens.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's one
You can
of the
get an
top-
annual pass. You can get an annual pass there if you want, or if you're visiting, you can go different seasons of the year. It's always beautiful. And then bottom right.
X-Men Academy.
Hatley
That's
Castle.
where they filmed. That's where they filmed the X-Men movie, and it's great. Yeah, Hatley Castle's beautiful. The grounds are amazing. Get a chance, go check out the Japanese gardens and the various grounds there. It's just, and it's free, stunning place.
Yeah. You can go to
Peacocks.
university now there too.
The peacocks down there.
Yeah. And then the last two. Oldest lighthouse in Victoria, Fiskard Lighthouse, which is right near
Railroads.
Railroads.
What Hill?
And yeah,
Yeah, between Esquimalt and Colwood. And then we have the little harbor ferries you could take around Victoria, and you can do a tour. They have a tour of pubs and stuff you can go on, or you can just take it as a regular taxi. So there's two different services there. One's a taxi and one's a harbor tours. Oh, there's one bonus here, two bonuses, I guess. On the left, this is Victoria, what do they call it? Hot tub, and Victoria Harbor hot tub. So I row, and we almost run into these things all the time.
They're slow moving.
They're slow moving. So you have a little heater, and it's filled. I'm not sure if it's filled. Has anyone been in them? They're filled with water. They get really hot, and so you can tell when they're getting hotter because people start emerging out the side of them. And you're not supposed to drink in them, but I'm pretty sure they do.
And you just cruise around the harbor.
In the harbor, yeah.
Yeah,
I get to go in those.
It's
Human
from
soup.
it's from the Blue Bridge, Johnston Street Bridge in, like to the trestle.
Right, you wouldn't want to be out in the active harbor for sure. You do not want a float plane crashing into you.
No, yeah, you want to stay out of that.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure where this totem is, but I think it's at right beside the
That looks like
BC
Beacon Hill Park.
Yeah,
Oh, no, you're
or,
right. I think you're right.
Museum.
Royal BC Museum. Yeah, you can go and see. There's a totem park there, and there's also a carver that sometimes shows up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Other nice things to do is, just go out to Sydney for the day, wander the city. It's a beautiful space. There's the Aviation Museum out that way if you like that kind of thing. And then you can also, go a little further afield, drive to Duncan and check out Cowichan Valley, Shawinigan Lake. But for Victoria, one thing we did, which just, we took our family to the Market Garden on Catherine Street. Just because, it's a beautiful little shop, and it's just surprises people, and you can spend some time in there and money looking at the chocolate and they've got like a whole section on non-alcoholic like spirits and beers and things, and it's a beautiful
and
place.
they have a piano player there who's playing piano while you're wandering the store. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's a different experience. If you've never checked out the Market Garden, it's like a must do.
Okay, I need to check that out. I don't have any plans this weekend. I might have to go check that out.
Yeah.
So as you're coming up Tyee, you go right on Catherine, and it's on your right, on the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you like fruit, go out to Sydney and get your fruit on with the fruit ladies.
Oh, and also like there's many little people have market stands and stuff in front of their homes. So if you want to drive around, Machosen's a good place if you want to see sheep. What was funny driving around with these people was they were like, "Oh my God, there's a deer!" A deer.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in Oak Bay, right? The deer are walking along the road.
And they're all tagged and yeah.
So
people in the driveway yesterday where there was a buck and a doe just right there. I had to stop and wait for them to kind of do their thing, and
also natural things to do. There's Thetis Park, so you can hike around the park there. There's Horth Hill, which is where Meghan Markle used to hike in North Saanich. There's the park at the top of Dean Park where you can hang out, and you're likely to run into, pardon?
Mount Work.
Mount Work, yep.
And then all the lakes around here too.
Prospect Lake, Thetis Lake, Matheson Lake.
Yep.
Langford
Matheson's a great one. Durance is a great one. Langford's a great one. Really good little lakes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
if you are lacking something to do, there are suggestions here. Okay, so Andrew, what real estate needs and wants do you have this week? What listing do you have coming up?
I can't speak about any listings right now. Might have something coming Mill Hill area at some point soon, I think. Buyers, again, the gamut, some folks looking for starter kind of homes. Got folks looking for homes with suites in kind of the Esquimalt area under 1.2. Folks looking still in the Bay area, Fairfield area under 2 million. Looking out in the Royal Bay area, might be writing on something today for single family, maybe with a suite under 1.3. That kind of stuff.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I have a new listing coming up. Let me just get it here. I have one coming up in Soup. We were just doing the filming yesterday, so that's coming up this weekend, and that's on Maple Avenue North. And that's it's 4 bedrooms on the top level, which is really nice, and 3 bathrooms, and it's on a 1/4 acre lot. Really nice property. So that'll be priced around $750. So if there's anybody interested, let me know. All right, and exciting plans for this weekend, you guys? No?
I'm gonna get away for a few days in early July. I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna be off grid up at Strathcona Park Lodge.
Cool.
And, yeah, so that's gonna be.
I may have to go to Main Island because I have a client who likes a property there, and I have to show it before I write the offer. So we'll see. Okay.
I don't have much going on this weekend myself. It's going to be a nice, quiet weekend.
Yeah.
Nice. Those are the best sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you guys want to bring your pickleball strategies, I'm going to be up at Shawnigan Lake, and I'm happy to play pickleball with you, and we can just hit a ball around. Let me know. Okay. All right. We are going to do our June wrap up next Thursday at 9:30, so feel free to join us. And that's about it. Andrew, how do people reach you?
Call me. I'm at 250-360-6106. Text me as well, that number, or email info@andrewplank.com, and the website is andrewplank.com.
Okay, Jen, how about you?
Yeah, my number 250-217-4925. I'm at DLC Modern Mortgage Group. Email address is j.low@dominionlending.ca, and my website is jenlow.ca.
Okay, and my name is Jane Johnston. You can reach me at 250-744-0775. My email is briarhillgroup@gmail.com. You can visit me and look up our listings at briarhillgroup.com, and you can watch these shows and more at victoriarealestateshow.com. All right, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at realtyteacher_Remax_Victoria. All right, guys, have a great week. Good to see you as usual. And if you guys have any questions, give us a call. We're here for you. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.